Right. So we're back on the WazirX live streams, and I think today we have a special guest with us, just like we have all the guests in the previous weeks. And I think it's going to be an interesting experience, kind of being which we're going to share with her on this live stream. So I'll quickly bring on to her. I think since around Women's Day is around the corner, so we thought of getting a female onto our show, and I think it's none other than Diane Dai, who's the Chief Marketing Officer of DODO. Hi, Diane. How have you been doing, and how have you been keeping up in Beijing?
Hi, Archie. Yeah, thank you for having me here. Yeah, I'm doing great. Feel very happy and excited to talk with you here and with all of the supporters and fans of all of us.
Right. Since Women's Day is around the corner, Diane, I think it's a pleasure to be hosting a female right now. And so, my first question to you is kind of, can you tell us a bit about your backstory and how did your crypto journey started?
Okay, sure. My backstory, yeah. So I entered in the crypto industry in 2017. Yeah, um, I was doing the marketing things for uh, another order book decentralized exchange named DDEX. Yeah, so that is one of the first decentralized exchange in the world before the buzzword of DeFi um, was created. Yeah. And I learned everything about crypto, blockchain there. Yeah. And after that long bear market, yeah, I started my first own startup that is a PR agency to help oversee blockchain projects to help them to enter the Asian market. Yeah, um, like near like Solana and Polkadot, all of this layer one public chains that I worked with them before. Yeah, but I learned one thing in that experience that you need to have a product so your selling board could be high enough instead of running a agency something like a service, right? Yeah, so you need to build something more innovative and valuable and bring that to the world and be a builder. So I think that is the best way to work in the crypto space, be a builder. So you can keep to make innovative things and make the world a better place. And like you imagine what the crypto space should be, right? And you use your hands to build it, and you work with a bunch of people you loved, you liked, and you're a team, and you make things happen. So this is the most amazing part. Yeah. So after that, I worked with my ex-colleague Rita Bear, and he is one of the first smart contract developer um, in the Asian market. Yeah, so he created a very innovative algorithm called proactive market making algorithm based on AMM. Yeah, and I found it very promising. Yeah, and we together built this DODO product in August 2020. Yeah, and once we launched it, we found all of the community love it. Yeah, and things goes pretty smoothly after that. Yeah, and so far more than one half and 1 year, Dodo already accumulated over 50 billion trading volume and 1.4 million on-chain users. Yeah, so we are very proud
You
of
there,
it.
Diane, I would like to stop you there. We would definitely know about Dodo a bit later. But before that,
Sure.
before that, I have a question for you. Like, what were the challenges you faced while you were, kind of starting your crypto journey?
You mean I face what kind of problems or the product
No, you. What were the
you?
challenges you faced while you were starting?
Okay, sure. I think first thing could be the language and the culture barrier. Yeah, because the first driver for the DeFi space, is driven by the is US based, right? That's Western culture, Western community. It's quite different with things with where we are, Asian market and community, right? Yeah. So say you have to speak your secondary language, right, to communicate with people, yeah, and the different culture thing, yeah. So I think that's the first thing that's as my challenge, yeah. But I have to say in my last year, I have been through a lot of this kind of interviews, yeah, speaking English and talk with different background people, yeah. So this kind of experience, I think, uh, made me more confident. So before Dodo, I think I'm still a little bit shy and be a little bit afraid to talk to people. But with the desire to show what we are doing and to tell people what things should be, yeah, I have somehow over this barrier to be more confident and enjoy the communication with the community, no matter it's Asian community or it's Western community. Yeah, I'm no more afraid to express myself. Yeah.
Right. So I jump on to my third question, and so the Dodo is referred to as decentralized trading protocol for Web3, right?
Yeah.
So, so explain a bit more. What is it to a layman?
Yeah, so yeah, that is a decentralized trading protocol powered by uh, proactive market making algorithm. Yeah, so for traders, you can just open the website dodoex.io and you can start trading at any time, anywhere, and you can have the best trading price on Dodo market. Yeah, because we have a aggregator to rotate all of the DAX market and to get back to you the best trading price on the market. Yeah, and as a market maker and a liquidity provider, yeah, you can set up liquidity pools and provide liquidity and earn good fees on Dodo. Especially, we are more friendly for institutional market makers. So, and that's the most different thing for Dodo with other DEX. So we open a series of market making parameters for market makers, so you are not just to do the passive market making, just like what you do on uh, normal AMM, but you can set up like the price curve slope, uh, fade rate, and market make price, this kind of advanced market making strategy for you. And you can earn like really a lot of money on Dodo if you are experienced market makers. Yeah. So that's the most innovative thing. Yeah. And besides that, for other protocols, other teams, if you are issuing new assets for yourself, you can use Dodo's IDO platform. We call it crowd pooling platform, and you can use it to launch your tokens and raise money from the community with zero capital required. Yeah, so a lot of product and surveys, yeah, and more friendly for traders and market makers. Yeah.
Right. So what problem it solves for the users? Like, what is a greater problem it's going to solve for the users in the future?
Yeah, I think two things. So, the philosophy, when we are building the DAX, um, the first thing is we believe in that DAX will be eventually, over CEX. So, we want to make it from two approaches. First thing is uh, here the liquidity cost is lower than CEX to acquire. Um, and that's why we build this PMM algorithm. So with PMM, market makers can firstly do the market making strategy on a DAX, before DODO they can only do it on like a centralized exchange. Yeah, but now they can use their trading knowledge and can make money from DODO. Yeah, and the second thing is the trading experience should be better than CX. Yeah, so we really did a lot of work for traders on the trading front end, like to have the quickest speed, and also the lower trading fee, and also the best aggregator service. Yeah, and another thing is, um, from the liquidity providing side, we believe in that. Um, Nowadays, the current DeFi stage is just like the stage one for all of us. This paradigm is like AMM and liquidity mining, especially Pro 2 mining, right? So, yeah, we are good and safe in this stage, but there are still problems and room to be improved. Like currently, the capital efficient is very low, right? AMM still needs a lot of capital to stake in their liquidity pools, and liquidity providers actually nowadays are not very loyal. They are just pursue different high APY, but they don't really stick with one or two protocols, and that is a problem for protocols, right? And also the cost is really high for protocols to get liquidity, because they are paying their protocol tokens as a rent to liquidity providers, right? And that will be even worse in a bear market, because you have to pay your tokens, and you have an inflation every day, right? This is miserable. Yeah. So we have to solve this and bring, like we have been thinking about how to bring DeFi to the next level, to the next paradigm, um, to be more capital efficient, and yeah, and also one thing we learned from our past experience, that is, if you review the whole innovations in the DeFi space, you will find that every great innovation will open up a whole new market, and um, and uh, and there will be a whole new user group, a whole user base, um, um, just come to the industry. Like with Uniswap, firstly, long tail products can list their tokens and have liquidity on DEX, right? And firstly, traders don't need to do KYC; they can trade tokens. So on blockchains, um, product teams are they have their own market, right? And with SushiSwap, before SushiSwap, no one cares about liquidity provider. They just earn trading fees on Uniswap, right? But SushiSwap, although they fork AMM, didn't have innovations on product level, but they do have innovations on the economic level, right? So actually, the liquidity mining give the opportunities to LPs, and the first time LP become a super important role in the whole DeFi ecosystem, right? So liquidity providers after SushiSwap, they have their own role and become a very important user base. Okay, and after that, actually there's no that level of innovations. So here is the time. Um, we are thinking the next paradigm. Okay, what kind of users could be explored, right? And now our user is the market makers. Yeah. So right now, most of the participants in DeFi are retail users, retail traders, retail LPs, right? But actually, market makers, they have trading knowledge and experience. They can master, um, they can master market making risk when they are doing um, advanced strategy on the market, right? And but now they don't have any tools and any opportunities to enter in this space, and we found it. And we found our trading algorithm is naturally friendly for them, right? Because it enables them to use different advanced market making strategy, just like they can do on CEX, right? So now we are exploring this um, to have this PMM to be more capital efficient from the algorithm level, and we are making a series market making tools to have um, institutional and retail market makers on board on DEX. Yeah, so they can provide efficient liquidity um, from back end. Yeah, and also this new user base can make money on this ecosystem. Yeah, and in the front end, the traders can enjoy the liquidity they provided. Yeah, so this is where we are going.
Okay, so I'll take a comment now. I think it's being asked by Krishna out here, and he's asking how Dodo NFT is going to bring its use case or how it is going to add value.
Sure, yeah, that's a very good question. So first of all, why we are, have one of our feet in the NFT area, the philosophy is, as firstly we think the whole Web3 asset is a super big market, and this market not only includes fungible tokens but also non-fungible tokens, and there will be more asset standard um, after ERC20 and after 721 there will be more. So we want to support all of this liquidity solutions to all kind of Web3 assets. Yeah, and right now the problem for the NFT area is the lack of liquidity, right? Um, the trading is not efficient. Yeah, so right now we want to bring up a solution that is way you can see a NFT as a company, right? So how do you do the price valuation to a company? You issue a stock, right? So how you can evaluate an NFT? You can issue a fungible token to an NFT. So this kind of uh, uh, NFT fragment um, is one way we help to give a price mode for NFT assets. Yeah, and we have this tool, and we also issue DODO minions NFT collection. So this will be a example to let the community know how this um, price model works. Yeah, so we issue fungible tokens to this DODO minions NFT collection, and people say, okay, this fungible token is traded, and there will be arbitrage opportunity, and the arbitrage opportunities between NFT and fungible tokens. Yeah, and this market is running. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting, and I think we are currently the DODO Minions NFT trading volume is one of the top on the Binance NFT market right now. Yeah.
Right. So moving on, I think my next question is going to be, so Dan, how big a role a community plays in the Web3 sphere? We're seeing metaverse, we're seeing a lot of these things like being talked about. So how big a role the community plays?
Yeah, I think community always comes first because this is because it's the biggest different thing between Web 2 and Web 3, right? So why we call it Web 3? Um, because the value is not only distributed between builders and the investors. In Web 3, users not just use your product, your protocol, but they invest, and they use, and they make money from it, right? Yeah. Um, so every protocol, every product, every team should issue tokens to align the interest on your protocols with your users, with your investors, and with your builder yourself. Yeah, this is the top different thing. Yeah, so community always comes first because uh, today they are a user, and tomorrow they will be your investor, and today they are a investor, and tomorrow they will use your products because they hold your tokens, right? So yeah, so this is the first different thing, and that's why all of the team should always hear the feedbacks from the community. Yeah.
And kind of Women's Day is around the corner. It's just 6 days to Women's Day. And so now you share a few reasons why more women, kind of should take the lead in the Web 3.0 sphere.
Yeah. Why more women should take the lead in Web3 sphere? Okay, this is an interesting question. Yeah, and this is a question that a lot of people are asking me because my gender, right? But honestly, I do think I didn't feel anything different if I'm male or female founders in this space. So far, I feel pretty friendly. Yeah. So yeah. Firstly, I think we should not think different. Like if he or is a she as a founder, right? And second things, I'm pretty happy to be an like example, to stand here, like to speak out of Dodo, of DAX, of Web3 things. So a lot of outside women could see me, and maybe they feel, oh, it's really cool, and women can do it, and they can have more um, like courage to enter this space. Yeah, and I do think in no matter it's builders, founders, or inventors, I do know a lot of um, very very impressive women in this industry, but they just somehow lack more opportunity to be seen. Yeah, so I really hope there will be more media or more like investors could see there are some more women like me or better than me working in the industry. They deserve to be seen, and their stories deserve to be explored. Yeah.
Well, I'll come to the end. It's been a pleasure hosting you, Diane, and I wish all the luck to Dodo and to your endeavors. And so it's been a pleasure hosting you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah, we are very happy to enter the Indian market. Yeah, and we really enjoy the opportunity to speak to the Indian community. Yeah.
Right. Thanks for joining in. See ya.
Thanks for your time. Bye bye.